Let's see how this goes, baby. I don't know how this is gonna go. It's a new little mic setup, as you can see. If it's too distracting, totally let me know. I think it kind of is just a little bit, but I kind of want to try it out just to see how it works. It's kind of a big old thing right here, but please excuse it for this video at least. We'll see. All right, good morning everybody. How you doing? Today we're gonna be talking about dressing your age. What does that even mean? First of all, I don't know, it's kind of a loaded question. You kind of get different answers when you ask different people, and I kind of have my own answer, but before we get into that, I kind of wanted to ask Google and see what Google had to say about it. So Google says, the phrase dress your age is often used to describe a way of dressing that is appropriate for your stage in life. In other words, it's age-appropriate men's fashion. It's about choosing clothes and styles that are suitable for the age group you belong to. Makes sense. Here it's only referring to men's fashion, but I think you can kind of say the same thing for women's fashion. Obviously, this is Google's, sort of generic answer. I kind of wanted to get more, a little bit more of a controversial take, if you will. So I wanted to look into Reddit and Quora to see what they had to say about it. All right, now this is just one answer, but this is from a man or gentleman, I'm assuming named Isadore. Oh no, actually, this is a woman. Isadore Black. And her answer goes like this. Do you dress your age? Not really, not most of the time. I've been told I dress like a kid more than once by different people. If I'm honest, I probably dress the same way I've dressed since I was a kid in 9th grade or 10th grade, minus the trendier accessories, blah, blah, blah. I clean up all right and can pretend to be a grown-up as needed. Pretend to be a grown-up. Are you a grown-up or not? But it takes effort and I generally have better things to do. Okay. Today I'm wearing a black cardigan over a slate gray t-shirt, pretty standard for me, with red jeans and striped socks and gray and white Vans. My hair is in 2 braids. Probably not your standard 51-year-old woman's attire, but what's that old saying about shit's not given? Haha. Okay. All right. Let's see what does Reddit have to say. All right, here's another answer from Reddit, and it's just what does dressing your age mean to you personally? And I like this one right here. This one says, I'm a professional 38-year-old. Okay, so I'm editing the video and it just hit me like, bro, she wrote, I'm a professional 38-year-old. Like, guess what? I'm a professional 33-year-old. Like, what does that even mean? Yeah. And recently dyed my hair bright ass blue, and tonight decided I was done with long locks, so I cut it all off into a spiky style. Okay. I wear long skirts or super short ones with bloomers, long sleeves with thumb holes, or one of the dozens of funny t-shirts. Ugh, gosh. I have petticoats and bell bottoms and wear an Indiana Jones style leather hat I've had for years. I have a ludicrous number of dresses and knit sweaters too. Okay. Age appropriate is whatever the hell you feel like wearing, and I've come to a place in my life where I refuse to conform to professional dress codes, and luckily have worked my butt off into a position where I could show up with the clown modes and no one would doubt my abilities. Okay, alright, wow, okay. Obviously, these answers that we're getting are very dress however you want. But I have a feeling like if you're to ask the general population what dressing your age means, they're gonna basically say, well, kind of like what Google said, is dressing whatever is appropriate for the stage in life that you're in, right? These answers, you gotta kind of keep in mind that these answers are people who will write online. You know what I mean? People who actually take the time out of their day to write on Quora or Reddit. That's a limited group of people. It's not representative of the entire population, right? These are people who have, a very specific state of mind, who will take time out of the day to write on Reddit. Not everyone will do that, so we kind of have to take these answers with a grain of salt. They're very, I'm right, and I don't give a shit about what anyone else says. And that's fine, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to say that this is not, a good representation of what the general population thinks. So what do I think? What does that mean to me, dressing your age? Well, my answer is dressing in such a manner that corresponds with the societal norms that one would associate with a particular age group. For example, elementary kids, students, right? Just off the top of your mind, you could kind of picture what elementary kids kind of dress like, you know? You don't have to get into details, you kind of already have an idea. All right, high school kids, same thing. You kind of already have an idea of how high school kids would dress like. Business professionals, young business professionals, boom, off the top of your head, you could kind of already guess what a young professional would kind of dress like, right? That's kind of what I mean. These societal norms, these stereotypical norms. But we live in 2023 now, and as you can see from these answers, these rules that we used to apply to these stereotypical norms don't really exist anymore. They're not really rules, they're just more sort of like guidelines now. And I would argue it's probably gonna get even more lenient as time goes on. Nowadays, personal style trumps all, I feel like. For example, if you're in your 40s, you can totally get away with dressing like you're a teenager nowadays. No one will bat an eye. It's completely 100% up to you nowadays. Me personally, I kind of still dress like how I did when I was in my 20s, but not exactly in my 20s. I wore a lot of, skinny jeans and sort of band t-shirts. That was my style, that was my thing. And I still have that same sort of young aesthetic to me. I don't dress in band t-shirts anymore. I don't wear skinny jeans, but that sort of young aesthetic where it's kind of like, I'm a young man, right? I still kind of dress like that, and I'll be honest, it does feel a little bit weird sometimes. Like I feel like I should be dressing older. Does that make sense? Do people care? No. Is it gonna change anything? It might. I do think that the way you dress does have a direct impact on the way that people will perceive you and or treat you. Just for example, if you're walking down the street and I'm dressed like, skinny jeans and a t-shirt. Now, say I'm walking down that same street and I'm dressed just a little bit smarter, maybe in some chinos, maybe a jacket and a button-up shirt or something like that. People are going to perceive me differently. Now, are these good things or bad things? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, it's going to depend on everyone's state of mind. Maybe people don't care how they're being perceived. Obviously, as you can see, there are definitely people like that. But I think the arguments can be made for both sides. As in, is it better to dress your age or not? Both kind of make sense. If you're 40 years old and you dress like you're 40 years old. I'm not gonna get into how 40-year-old dresses. Everyone already has like an idea in their head, right? But if you dress like you're 40 years old, it is, whether you like it or not, indicative of the level of maturity, of your level of maturity. But on the flip side, you could and should dress however you want. You absolutely should. You absolutely should. If you want to dress like how you did when you're in high school, you should be able to, right? You should. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, there are no rules anymore. Remember, it's 2023, the age of I don't give a fuck. We can dress however we want to now. But this is just me personally. I do feel a little bit odd sometimes when I dress in short shorts and an oversized t-shirt. I do. I'm 33 years old now, and I kind of feel sometimes a little bit weird dressing like how high school students dress like. And that's okay. That's all right. All that signaling, damn, that's a hard word to say, signaling. All that signaling is that I'm just getting older and I'm maturing more. Maturing more? I'm maturing. Oh shit, this shit is going down, ain't it? I'm honestly not surprised that I don't want to dress like how I dressed when I was in my 20s. It, change is inevitable. We see it all the time, especially in fashion. So what do you guys think? I know it's a kind of a controversial topic, not really, I don't know. Do you think you should dress your age, or do you just not care? Or do you think people should be allowed to dress however the fuck? Obviously, people should dress however they want. But I'm saying, is it better to dress your age or not? It's all personal opinion, of course. But what do you think? I'm very curious. All right, that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all the next time. Peace.